So this is Lower Wine Bar, one of the most exciting openings of 2024, owned by the excellent Alex Pitt. Let's go see what he's got to say. What does fine wine mean to you?
It's all about a real sense of place, whether that's kind of something that's very much from like a single vineyard, like a very special vineyard, to a winemaker that's giving a really kind of terroir expression, and or then the sort of imprint of the winemaker, which can be from like, you know, generations of winemaking experience. I think price is also a factor with customers. Like I think really anything above a certain price point and it becomes into fine wine, so to speak. But I'm seeing a sort of trend now towards, we're not really selling necessarily wines based on where they're from. It's more about the winemaker specifically, and generally the more sort of costly bottles are from sort of the very rare producers. They're becoming really hard to find. So yeah.
Nice. Rarest bottle in your cellar?
It's going to be a Rooster Ausspruch from Heidi Schrock.
Okay.
That she very kindly brought over last year, 1989, which was, I think, her sixth vintage that she produced. And she only made 1,000 bottles. And she said, I spoke to her yesterday and she said she'd only actually sent 60 to the UK. So wow, I don't think there's any more.
That's amazing.
So yeah, so that's probably it.
Are you selling it?
No, that's one for me to enjoy with some friends soon.
Fair enough. What's your most memorable fine wine experience?
The one that really sort of stands out is having dinner at Katharina Prum's house on the Mosel.
Wow.
And her mum actually cooked dinner for us in a little group, and she kept going down into the cellar and picking up mature bottles of various Rieslings and blind tasting us.
Wow.
That was pretty special.
Can you remember any standout bottles? I'm sure they were all good, but any particular?
Some of the late 90s Spätlese and Auslese Rieslings were just really like incredible. But no one was getting them right. Like it's real sort of like way off the mark. 10 years old or something. It's like, I guess
the acid just throws you, right?
Yeah. But they're just in immaculate wines, and
wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Memorable.
Favorite wine region?
Piemonte is like a real sort of special place. Every time I visit there, I've been on quite a few trips to Barolo, Barbaresco, and some Alto Piemonte areas as well. But there is a real magic to Barolo. And then if I can add one, it would be Burgenland in Austria.
Yeah,
where I've made some really great friends now, and I've also been to visit quite a few times. So
yeah, I think that's exciting. Austria, full stop. I think it's pretty exciting. Lots of innovation. Up and coming wine regions.
Certainly last couple of years, tried some great stuff from Nova Scotia, particularly the traditional method sparklings.
Benjamin Bridge.
We've done quite a lot of Benjamin Bridge by the Glacier, and people really love that. I think the quality to price ratio is really, really spot on. Yeah, I would say there, and then Spain in general is and it's not up and coming necessarily, but I think there's a lot of very, very exciting wines from all over Spain. But the standout would be Adega or Cabalan in Valdeorras, which I think in the last couple of years is probably the most exciting winery.
Nice.
Into.
Excellent. How can we make fine wine more accessible?
Using Corovan in bars and restaurants, and being really generous with the pricing of like fine wines and wines that cost more money, because ultimately we want to drink those wines, and they need to be more accessible to people.
Sure.
If you have to take a little hit on your GP, then take a hit on the GP, find it somewhere else.
I think the cash margins, it's never been more important when it gets to the fine wine end of the list, really.
Exactly.
Want to be about that instead of
you don't most places can't afford to have bottles sitting in the cellar for 5 years before they're drank. Like it's like just free it up.
Bottle shout out.
Well, yeah, I would say find it. The producer I mentioned in Valdeorras, Sister de Villa de Cuenta, kind of cuvee from them. So Mencia, Merenzau, and a couple of other varieties from very old vineyards. They've been excellent, amazing wines, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. Before we wrap, could you just tell us a little bit about Lower, why you started it, how it's going, and yeah, what the reaction's been in general.
Well, yeah, overwhelmingly good reaction so far. Queues at the door wouldn't
Suggest so.
quite often. Yeah, I mean, I don't. We've had to turn away tables in January, which is
Amazing.
is a massive compliment to the business, I think, so far. Yeah, we're super happy with it, and it's going amazingly well.
Awesome, thank you. That's a wrap.